Skill packs, let's talk about them. I know they're not really called skill packs, they're actually booster packs for new players, and a new batch of booster packs was introduced just this week, replacing the old batch of booster packs. And of course the reaction from who's who of EVE Online has been swift and, as you might expect, negative on this issue, particularly because all these skill packs include 250,000 bonus skill points. And honestly, at this point in time, I just want to kind of throw this back to you. I know a majority of my subscribers are EVE Online players that are new to the game, and I kind of want to find out what you guys feel about this. Whether this is a good thing for the game or a bad thing for the game, and whether it helps you or not helps you whatsoever. Personally, I'm kind of tired of debating this point, but I really don't care if there's skill points included in these booster packs because it makes zero difference. If I'm wrong on this, I'm willing to change my mind just as long as somebody explains to me why this is actually bad, these particular packs that are being sold right now. And I'm not here to defend CCP, I really don't care about that. I'm not like defending their honor or anything or think that this is actually a good thing. I simply don't care. I'm completely ambivalent. I don't see anything good in it, and I don't see anything bad in it. But the main point of contention here is that there are skill points included with these packs. The thing is that this is nothing new. The previous packs also included skill points. In fact, they had more skill points. If anything, people should be upset that they're getting ripped off. They're getting only 250,000 skill points instead of, I believe it was like 1 million SP for about $5 or so in the previous pack. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think the whole thing could be traced back to the point where the skill injectors and the skill extractors were introduced into the game. From then on, the game changed. Everything we see here right now is the direct result of that particular change within the game. And I know there's been a backlash about that as well, but this part of the game will never go away again. I highly doubt CCP will ever remove skill extractors and skill injectors. And once we have that in the game where you can purchase Plex through real cash, and then go into the market and buy skill points, it makes no difference whether skill points are being packaged with a booster pack like we have right now. It makes absolutely zero difference. There is the argument that everything that can be bought in-game, whether through ISK or Plex, should be manufactured by the players, and I get it, but at the same time, do you honestly think that the skills you're buying on the market are manufactured by regular capsuleers? We all know there's skill farms out there. From the moment on when skill extractors were introduced, people have been creating skill point farms. They're much less lucrative than they have been before, but they're still out there. So what you're buying are skill points extracted from a particular clone within the game that has never interacted with anything else in the game. They were created for the sole purpose of creating skill points, and they do it month after month after month. Hundreds if not thousands of characters out there harvesting skill points and selling them on the market. It is a completely scalable thing to do, and the more you have, the more profitable it gets. So honestly, like I said, no difference that I can see. The second point of contention is that CCP went back on the word when they said that you, the capsuleers, will decide the price of the skill points. That is, the market forces within the game will actually decide the ISK price that you pay per injector pack. And quite frankly, that is a broken promise for sure. But including the skill points along with the booster packs, it's not really that they're dictating how much one skill point costs. Because no matter whether you pay $10 or $90, you get the same amount of boosted skill points. So it's still, you can argue that they're not trying to assign a monetary value, even though you can easily assign a monetary value for each skill point based on the conversion rate from ISK to Plex to real money. Like my friend Gentleman Gamer said, the cat's out of the bag and run down the street a long time ago. This is it, this is the game now. With this broken promise though, of course the concern is that tomorrow or months down the line, CCP might introduce the golden ammo that had the same fears that we had when Incarnate expansion was first announced with the microtransactions being included into EVE Online. And quite frankly, we're not insured against that. CCP can make an arbitrary decision to do that, and there's nothing we can do except stop playing the game. But this isn't what's happening here. I think the fear is a little bit exaggerated. So we've had these booster packs packaged with the skill points for almost a year now, and initially when they were first introduced there was a bit of an outcry. Some people left the game, and honestly you should leave the game if you don't agree with what the developer is doing. But I'm pretty sure the analytics team behind CCP is not really that dumb. They're looking at the people that they're leaving after new things are introduced, but they're also looking at the retention levels of all the new players. And we all know for the past a year or two CCP has been saying they're trying to work on the retention levels of newer players. Because you can have the same group of people, let's say whatever, 50,000, probably less than that, the core group that has been with the game for 10 years. But that's not sustainable. People leave, people stop playing the game because they're tired of it, they get burnt out. The game survives and grows when there's more new people actually being added to the player base. So maybe just maybe these kind of skill packs are working. I don't think that's the answer personally. What I would do differently here is that forget all these microtransaction stuff, just give new players more skill points to begin with. I know the buddy program now gives you 1,000,000 skill points if you sign up through a referral link, and I think that's great. But maybe new players don't think that is enough either. I don't know what the answer is. Personally, that's why I want to hear from you guys, your thoughts on what would make the experience for new players better when they first join in, when it seems like such a daunting task to catch up to all the veterans out there who's been playing the game for 10 plus years. I've been playing the game for 10 years, and these days though, I don't even care what I'm training. I've trained all that I could possibly train that I want to fly, unless it's like a Titan or something that maybe eventually be like, yeah, you know what, let's fly a Titan, plug it in for like 2 or 3 months and then get it, because I understand that the game for me is very long term. It's a hobby, it's not really much a game. Not to mention the fact that no matter how many skill points you have in your character or your account, that if you don't know how to play the game, you're not going to win. This is not a pay-to-win solution. And we could go down a rabbit hole and debate ad nauseum whether EVE Online is a pay-to-win game. That's a totally different video topic that I might actually touch on. It's a very interesting few perspectives that you can kind of argue from. I'm not sure where I stand on that issue either. I don't think that EVE Online is pay-to-win, but I can understand how some people argue that it might be, or it is. So that's a topic for a totally different video that maybe I'll touch on sometime this year. But 250,000 points, that's like what? That's one level 4 skill if my memory serves me right. And I get it that veteran players are upset that CCP broke a promise, like they did a year before that and a few times before that. You can see a pattern here. All we can do as players is let the developer know what we are unhappy with, particularly with our money. Money speaks best. And hope that they make the right decision that is best for the whole game. Those decisions might not be the best for me as a single player, but they might be better for the overall game, which is fine. Honestly, maybe I just have a very casual approach to EVE. Even though Internet Spaceships is a serious business and I love this game, I haven't played a single game for 10 years aside from EVE Online. But this doesn't upset me. This does not affect my playstyle, does not affect my gameplay in any way, shape or form. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I would like to see your point of view on this, and would be curious to hear from newer players and their feedback on what can CCP do better in terms of onboarding new players and keeping them retained. So that's my kind of a rant of the week, I would say. I know I'm a little bit late with these news. I've been streaming a lot on Twitch, actually. I kind of switched full time to streaming EVE Online on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/reloadgv, shameless plug right there. For the next month of February, I'm not going to be streaming every day. I think I'm going to pick a few days here and there that are better aligned with my schedule, so I can actually make videos like this and make tutorial videos and get back into VR. I miss it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my rants. Really appreciate you guys being here. See you in the next one.